The heroes in the half shelf meet the king of the monsters, and I got an advanced preview. So let's talk about TMNT Godzilla number one. Hello, everyone. That's right. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Godzilla number one is here to mash up two of pop culture's most enduring icons into one delightfully bonkers adventure. Today, I'm sharing my first impressions, spoiler free, from my advanced reader edition. And yes, this crossover absolutely lives up to the wild promise. Now, this is going to be spoiler free. All the information that I'm giving you here, outside of my own opinions, is from stuff that you can publicly find right now on the internet. This is written by Tim Seeley, who you may already know from his Godzilla work in the kai-sei era. Also, a longtime writer at DC, Revival, which is now a sci-fi TV show. We also have Fero Pe, who has been working on TMNT as well. For a while now, kind of tackling this really cool mashup with colors by Luis Antonio Delgado and letters by Brian Kolek. Now, the basic hook of this is, what if the Foot Clan, long before the Shredder's corruption, was originally founded to protect Japan from kaiju threats? And what if in modern day those same monsters return? Shredder himself behind the resurgence, trying to weaponize all this. What will the turtles do? Will they make it in time to Japan to stop calamity, or will they have to take care of their own business? That sets up Tim Seeley to lean both into the TMNT lore and the classic Godzilla kaiju tropes, which is exactly what this mashup requires. Now, what I really like, first of all, is this is a very far out concept. Two properties that I've always wanted to see. And matter of fact, there might be a clip of me somewhere on the channel saying that this is a crossover that I wanted to see before it was even announced. And it makes a lot of sense because IDW handling both properties, it's great. It's respectful and enthusiastic for both properties. It doesn't feel silly. It really makes it feel like this is something that you would want to see. The idea of the Foot Clan as this ancient monster defenders, like, it's cool, it's fresh, it's something that I never would have even thought about, but it just kind of feels like inevitable, and it makes sense in hindsight, right? Once you kind of dig into it. Fero Pe's art gives the comic vibe, like, just very evocative of the original animated series. The Godzilla design is also very clean, and it's nice, and it's very expressive. There's a lot of really cool, great scale for the monsters. Now, when the kaiju show up, the artwork really leans into these like big imposing, like, but still very very much legible, making sure that you can see everything that's going on. uh it does demand a few double sprays spread pages, which is really cool. The colors do a lot of the heavy lifting as well, because they have to set that mood, but also kind of balance out the feel of the turtles world with the Godzilla and the kaiju, right? Both things kind of have to coincide. So yeah, it's great stuff. The story remains very energetic, a little self-aware as well. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It just kind of brings in a lot of this really cool stuff, and then it weaves this whole monster versus the ninja spectacle into the TMNT mythos, right? It brings in a lot of really cool callbacks from the series, from the cartoons, from both properties. Um, I think one of the biggest thing that this book accomplishes is that it doesn't treat either the turtles or Godzilla as a gimmick. The lore of the kaiju is very much woven incredibly into Shredder's backstory, and into the TMNT world at large. But it's just this really cool monstrous upgrade, right? Yeah. So issue one really builds a spectacle, and I really really enjoyed every panel of this advanced look. So if this upcoming look is anything to go by, TMNT and Godzilla is off to a thrilling kickoff. It's audacious, it's fun, it's visually outstanding, and it's respectful to both properties. For fans of either, both, or maybe new fans that have never even discovered either one of these properties, it's definitely a really fun reading starting point. For anyone that loves big crossovers, it really lands very genuinely, with heart and claws and a shell and roars from all these kaiju. So if I were to be giving this a score, I would call it a Kawabunga, dude. No spoilers here. Extremely strong start. So there's a little bit more that I can tell you about this crossover. This is the first time that these two properties have crossed over. And then, of course, IDW has been doing a lot of these really cool crossovers. Godzilla is really at the forefront of what they're doing. So it's really cool. I think the artist also mentioned on social media that rendering Godzilla on these double spread pages, like, it's a lot. Like there's a lot of heft behind this property. So, and then of course Tim Seeley described this as just an utter joy, right? He loves writing stuff like this, and I think he's the perfect writer for something like this. So if you want to ensure to get a copy of this Monster Mash on release day, you have to pre-order it at your local comic shop by the final order cutoff date of October 6th of 2025. This will ensure that your retailers will have enough copies before this book ships and it lands on your store on November 12th of 2025. So if you're ready for this next big crossover from IDW, you make sure to go to your shop and order right now. And of course, if you're excited for this, let me know what you think. Let me know what you're excited about. Let me know what you want to see from a crossover like this. Now, before we get out of here, let's take a look at some of the variants that are already out there, because that way you can even include that part in your order. So let's check it out. All right, so first we have, this is just the main variant cover, or the main cover. We do have here a Riley Rossmo cover. We see Raphael, we see Godzilla, we see all the turtles, but Raphael's kind of up front. That does kind of tell me that maybe Raphael is Riley Rossmo's favorite. This is a 1 in 100 variant, so your shop's gonna have to order a lot of these, or this will probably be at a heftier price than most variant covers. We have this 1 in 25 ratio Dylan Burnett foil variant. So this will probably come in both regular and foil. We'll see as we kind of go through this, but it's very cool. I love to seeing the scale between the turtles and Godzilla. This is a 1 in 50 Sean Galloway cover, which of course has more of the animated style for both Godzilla, the turtles. We even see Gatsuki and Master Splinter, so that's very cool. Next, we have this cover by Juni Ba of this kind of like mashup between the turtles and Godzilla, right? You see the scales, you see the tail. That's really really cool. This appears to be just the cover B. So this, if you see this at your store, it should be at just a regular price. Then we have this cover C by Valdemar Rivas, which is a big Godzilla stump, the turtle van. Very cool as the turtles try to get away. This is the same cover we saw earlier with the Traderess of Godzilla and TMNT, the logos, and of course a blank variant cover, so you can get an artist to do your own custom Godzilla Turtles crossover. So here you have it. I'm very excited for this, so make sure to go pre-order. And if you're excited for this, or if you're reading any of the Godzilla stuff, the Kai-sei era is really kicking ass. The Turtles books are really kicking ass. We have a new team incoming, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So let me know, what are you excited for in the world of Godzilla? What are you excited for in the world of TMNT? And of course, stay tuned for more previews like this of upcoming comic books. Big shout out to our friends over at IDW, because without them, we couldn't do stuff like this. And without you, the viewers, we couldn't put out videos like this.